Hello, everyone. It's been a while since our last time of Monday nights in Midgahheim. Um, we've finished our last campaign, Currents of War, and we're now starting a new one called the Crown Craven Crisis. And this one actually has a little bit some pre-written sections. I don't normally do that, but that was sort of it felt necessary for this campaign. So we'll start with one, and then we'll get right into a character introduction. So, to understand Germinor, you must understand their gods. The Aesir are not immortal nor invincible. Each and every one of them can and will die. Their leader, Odin, gave his left eye to know how and when their end will come to pass, and with it, the end of the world entire. Through his wisdom, Germinorians know that death cannot be vanquished, cannot be escaped, cannot be avoided. It is inevitable, a hungry beast with a bottomless stomach, and it will come for everyone in time. The Aesir created Valhalla, the perfect feast hall, where the valorous dead may sharpen their skills until Ragnarok, when they will fight with their gods to ensure a new world may come from this world's end. This, my friends, is the key to Germinorian philosophy. Death is inevitable, but that does not mean despair. It means feasting and fighting and laughter and violence. If death must come, then life must be lived to the fullest. That is what it means to be Germinorian. To fight, to feast, to laugh, to scream, to live as much as you possibly can, from your first breath till your last. And there are no Germinorians more perfectly suited to this philosophy than the Geats. To understand the Geats, you must understand their neighbors. To the south, you have the land of King Sigurd. A hero of song and saga, Sigurd was the champion of the Aesir's mold. He slew the dragon Fafnir and brought his plenty to the people of his land, and fought till his dying breath for his people. The people of his land, in turn, take the duties he upheld as sacred responsibilities. When Jotunheim or Trollheim or Muspelheim wreak vengeance upon the worlds of man, Sigurd's people are the first to stand against them, with sword and shield and grim determination not to fail. How noble, how heroic, how insipidly and slavishly obedient, too stern, too serious, too maudlin. They fight, but they do not feast. To the north, you have rough Groshen, a barren land of desperate and craven people. They built boats not to find a better home, but to rob and pillage and plunder the lands of those who have better sense. Violence, yes, violence they love, and one could call them merry as they delight in ravaging and enslaving their neighbors. But there is no true laughter in minds so twisted with envy, nor honor in those that prefer to steal from the weak and helpless to facing a fair fight. They feast, yes, but none will eat with them. Their table, if it even exists in Valhalla, is surely to be set apart from the rest. But the Geats, oh, the Geats. None can match the Geats. In times of peace, they are restless. In times of strife, none can thrive like the Geats. They fight fiercely and feast fully. Their minds are filled with stinging bees, buzzing in every direction at once as they look for fools to sting. When the rest of the world cries for relief from turmoil, the Geats laugh and beg for another catastrophe to endure, and do so with smiles as wide and crazed as the moon. To understand this current crisis, you must understand the Geats. They did not seek to dominate or destroy as other nations might. Oh, they went to war, to be true, but rarely did they initiate it. Some reckless ambassadors of their country may have accidentally provoked attack through rudeness or carelessness, such is the way of the Geats, but never on purpose, never with malice. When the Geats went to war, it was by invitation, which they gladly accepted. To conquer was more trouble than it was worth. But to scrum and wrestle in rowdy revelry, every Geat would jump at the chance. Geats did not like to pick fights, but they hated far more to lose them. And they had lost to the Mediterrans, oh yes. That empire to the south had nearly conquered the whole world, and the Geats were but one of many people under their boot. By miracle, they were saved by one of the cunning folk, a storm bound in human flesh. But Geats knew the Aesir did not send miracles often. This was a warning, a test. The next invasion, they must be prepared. The Mediterrans had a strange weapon, a crown and scepter, which, when enchanted properly, bound their emperor to the land itself, and made him akin to a god in strength. This power was impossible for almost any mortal man to match. Even most cunning folk would have been felled by it. If the Geats were to prevail, they must have a crown and scepter of their own, and a king. Not just a warlord, but a true and proper crowned king to wield it. And so, for the good of the Geats, a king had to be crowned. But who could bear such a title? No Geat had ever dared to impose his power over others in the past without promptly being torn to shreds by the rest in turn. Yet now one needed to do just that, for the good of them all. A king must be crowned. No one feasts more fully than a Geat. No one fights more fiercely than a Geat. In trial and tribulation, no one thrives like a Geat. So when this crisis came, when every country in Midgahheim twisted and roared at its own people to crown their own kings, no country tore itself further asunder than Geatland. If it was to survive, a winner must emerge, a champion must rise, and a king must be crowned. Only then would this crowned Craven land know peace, or at least what passes for peace to a Geat. With this grim opening in mind, we begin our tale in a beautiful, sunlit glade filled with flowers and adorable little huts, and frolicking around those huts are many colorful, pastel-shaded, horse-like beings, roughly 2 to 3 feet in height, with little tiny horns on the center of their head. These little, one who is not acquainted with such things might call them ponies, but they are in fact dwarf unicorns, frolic and play and skip until their leader stands at a pulpit in the center of their beautiful scenic town and stomps his hooves, which, unlike a horse's hooves, are not one solid piece, but rather 4 distinct, almost claws that can even be used as manipulator digits in times of extreme duress. He stamps his hooves and says, "Great citizens of the Pony Glade, there is chaos in the world, disorder, disharmony." And all the tiny unicorns stand at attention. Their wide, adorable, anime-esque eyes, all in every color of the rainbow, glistening with tears at the very thought of there being disorder and disharmony in the world. One of them says, what shall we do? Great. And I gave a name for this character. I should actually use it. Yeah. Where is it in my notes? God damn it. Come on. You're in here somewhere.
Well, it's not Papa Smurf.
It's not Papa Smurf. He has these are a very important people, and they have a specific, like I have to establish their culture, of this very original, group of characters. Okay, there we are. What must we do, Shining Mane? It is clear. The problem is the humans. They are destroying the wilderness. But worse, they are destroying themselves with an act so fiendish I dare not name it. Name it, Shining Mane, name it! And he kicks up on his back legs and kicks his front legs out in a horsey fashion. They are destroying our land! This land we all hold dear. It is not merely the humans who are dying to war, but all of the creatures of this world. The wolves, the rabbits, the dragons, and the unicorns. We must find a hero, a great champion, to stride into the domain of the humans and teach them the error of their ways. Who among you is willing to take this most grave and sacred journey? All the horses look at all the dwarf unicorns, I should say, these little ponies, look to each other. They don't know. Come on, every pony, come on!
Whose little ponies are these?
My little ponies.
Long.
Oh god.
Oh, look, all of them wish to protect the harmony of this world, but to journey to the human lands? Humans carve up unicorns for parts. They grind their horns up and spread them on their nether regions. They're horrible.
Maple Samurai, my legally distinct small horses.
Small horses.
Asper don't own the concept of a fucking unicorn. It don't own the concept of pastels.
They don't have marks on their asses, shut up.
They don't own the concept of names that start with an adjective and then a noun.
This is true.
Didn't give these fuckers cutie marks. It's legally distinct. You want to sue my ass? You're gonna have to get through Lisa Frank first, and that bitch is tough.
Whatever marks are left upon the flanks of these horses, that is their own private business.
Hero marks.
Oh my god.
Tally marks for how many people they've impaled upon their horns.
One come and take this horse. Submissions.
Wow, that is your.
Your
too
mic
passionate
is
for your mic.
cucking you again.
Your mic is peeking hard. I'm sorry. That's funny.
I wanted to make the leader of the dwarf unicorns as epic as possible, so that we juxtapose it with the fact that this is a fucking My Little Pony. It's not even Princess Celestia. This is one of the stock ones you could buy on the shelf.
What can I roll for my character to immediately grab and gobble one of these?
Well, there's only one character here.
There is only
One player character here.
Oh dear.
Hi. It's me.
Oh no.
Newton! Step forth!
Hello. I heard there's
Ooh.
going outside stuff. I volunteered,
Yes.
I guess.
Yes, Glowing Dawn! You must travel to the land of the humans. Avoid being dismembered and used to salt their groins or whatever they do with our parts, and teach them the ways of harmony and kindness and the glorious enchantment that is camaraderie.
Okay. How hard can it be? I mean, we learned it pretty quick. And we taught that big schmooze guy a while ago.
Several of the little dwarf unicorns come and they put like a flower necklace on you and they give you packs, and there's one who's crying tears and she rests her head upon your mane and goes ooh, for dashing off. Fare thee well, Glowing Dawn. Know that where you go with the hopes of us all.
Okay. He just starts walking off into the woods.
All right. 2 hours later, Glowing Dawn, you are in a net.
Do you want me to post your art? There it is.
You are in a net hanging from a tree.
Huh.
Amazing.
Well, this is going to be more difficult than I thought it was going to be.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Looks like we got something tasty today! Says a geet who creeps up at the net with a fork and knife in hand already.
Jesus
Look,
Christ.
just because I look like I'm flavored like an orange doesn't mean I taste like an orange.
Oh, you talk! That's gonna put a damper on this whole situation.
What's your name, bud?
They call me Kettlebell Jim. On account of me welding bells onto my tea kettle. And he brings out a tea kettle that's covered in bells.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love that.
No, it's terrible. The noise is awful. But I can't let anyone know, but I regret it. They'll never let me hear the end of it.
They'll eventually let you hear the end of it.
No, they won't. You don't understand these people. They're crazy, Tiny Horse. They're crazy.
Tell me more about how crazy they are.
They're fucking batshit crazy out there. Do you think I want to be eating things that I catch in the woods? So many of them have talked to me and begged for mercy.
Jesus.
Oh, fair enough.
The worst was that trout. He offered me wishes and I cooked him and ate him all the same. What if he'd been right? What if I could have wished all of this away?
You could have.
Am I a forlorn creature banished by my own lack of hope in the future?
Hope something you can get back.
Perhaps you're right, Tiny Horse. Perhaps
Hey.
I'll find it inside of you.
No, not in me, unfortunately. Hey, quick question, well, before you try to eat me. I hear there's a whole bunch of weird stuff going on in the human realm. I haven't seen a human before. Are you a human?
I am, in fact, a human. We call ourselves Geets over here, but that's more of an ethnicity than a species.
Oh, I understand. I've got bigger cousins, too.
Oh, that's pretty nice. Meteor cousins?
Yeah, they call them behemoths.
Are
They're
any
just
of them
mountains of
nearby?
meat. Probably.
I'm just kidding.
I only got the one net.
Well, if you
Tell
let
you
me
what,
know.
I'm gonna let you out of this net and reset this trap, and then you just send your cousins on over, okay?
Okay.
Oh, finally, things are coming up my way. And he lets you out of the net.
He lets me out of the net. I go, thank you for being a kind and understanding person. I will see if any of my cousins can come your way. And he starts walking in the woods looking for a behemoth.
Goodbye, small
Oh, God.
horse. Oh,
Goodbye!
I should have eaten his giblets. You travel a ways down, and eventually you find a really strange section of a hill where there's like just this long line of dirt with no grass growing on it.
That's weird. I go over it and approach it as a horse does, sniffing the ground.
You look at it, and it looks like there have been many, many people walking along this particular line for reasons that you don't fully grasp.
Huh. I wonder if they're going to a party. It's the only reason why people go to things in big groups. Right?
Small Cricket looks at you and shrugs.
That's fair, bud. I understand.
I don't know shit about people, man. I'm just a cricket.
No, that's fair. It was more of a self-rhetorical question, but I appreciate you answering. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
As the outcast fairy background, I do have the ability to talk to elementals, plants, and beasts.
Mhm.
So, I cannot wait for all the voices that you will have to voice.
It's a lot of really dumb NPCs I'm gonna have to make.
You don't have to make them, just do it.
Oh,
on
I
the-
will. I will.
Well, I'm supposed to teach the humans about harmony and compassion. And so far, I've taught one person, so this is going great. As we just starts, like he'll follow the trail in the woods because he knows he has to be invisible and not seen by the humans. But
Right. As you follow the trail, eventually you do come across an elderly fellow, a human you recognize. He's got dark skin, he's wearing a burgundy robe, his hair is gray and done up in cornrows.
oh hey, look,
And
it's
he
a
holds
wizard.
a staff made out of a gnarled tree branch with a little gem in the center of it.
I can tell he's magical, correct?
Yeah, you can taste the magic coming off of that guy.
Oh yeah, no, that's not a human. That's a wizard.
That word don't exist yet.
Oh, that
For
word don't
those
exist
tuning
yet,
in, I don't know if I established this correctly in the prologue. We are after the first Mediterranean War of Conquest, which means that we are a few, like 3,000 or so years before Wizard School Mysteries. We've gone quite far in the past, close to the time of antiquity. So things are a bit different, as we will let unfold for you all. Hey, you're fine. I do not take it on my players to understand the minutia of my bullshit. I am the DM here to remind you this stuff like an asshole.
It would be Fleshbound Storm or Cunning Folk, I believe.
Yep.
Well, that's a cunning folk.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I do think it's loud enough at this point. Because he's not quite got the whole "hey, people can hear me" thing. It's like, oh, that's a cunning folk. Huh.
The wizard stops, turns around, and looks directly at you.
The what stops?
I can call him a wizard in the description. I can't call him a wizard in dialogue.
That's fair.
Just give me shit.
Oh. Right. Stealthy. Hi!
Hello, little friend of nature.
Oh, apologies. Here, let me get out of the woods. Since I very clearly failed my job already at hiding, and he will, because once again, no frame of reference of danger and concept. Just come out. It's like, hi. You seem to be one of the cunning folk I've heard of. Do you know where the nearest human settlement is?
He nods. In fact, I am heading there myself.
Oh, cool.
I am the magician Maximilian. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that very dramatically. Sometimes it just sort of comes out.
I am more used to it than you could ever dream of. Hi, my name is Glowing Dawn. I'm here to help make harmony with the humans and teach them compassion. Otherwise, they're gonna do this nasty thing called war. But no one told me what a war is. It's just that war is bad.
It is indeed very bad, and we should try to avoid it. Well met. He looks at your legs. I don't suppose you shake hands. All right.
No, I do. And he sticks a hand up.
All right, and he grabs your
Weird four-fingered little hands. The whole reason I picked him.
Yep. And he's like, oh, wow, that works pretty well, actually.
I know.
I am
right?
going to Millersburg myself in an effort to avert a crisis.
Ooh, yeah,
If you'd
that
be
sounds
willing
like something
to
I should help
accompany
with.
me, I could lend you my protection.
Yeah.
I have some esteem in these parts, and should be able to grant you a certain modicum of safety.
That would be wonderful. Because there's another human out there. He's looking for a behemoth to put in a stew, I think.
He stops and is like, it is behemoth mating season, but they're more towards the north than this part of Geatland.
That's fair. This is my first time out of where I'm home from, so I'm learning a lot of things, apparently. Apparently it's bad to put bells on a kettle.
Yes, the noise would be terrible.
It looked fun, though.
So you are a unicorn, I see.
Yeah.
I've heard of your kind before, but never seen one alive. And the two of you continue in pleasant conversation to the town of Millersburg, where other friends of ours should be heading. Let's see, who am I going to pick on next? Aiden, you ready? Oh, no, you're not. Okay. Vala, you've got some business plans, so let's do with you.
Okay. So
Well, I'll get our map of the actual town of Millersburg up.
yeah. So Vala's
It's a pretty small little settlement, not super heavily populated, mainly because it's a farming settlement. So most of the people who mill about in Millersburg are on their own farmhouses out in the middle of the many acres of farm that have to be managed. This is where all the management of Millersburg and the actual transportation of the things they farm occurs, which is why it's a fortified city, just in case, someone thought attacking a major food supply of Geatland would be a smart idea.
Fair enough. She doesn't particularly give a shit. She doesn't give a shit about much. She's rolling up with a wagon pulled by 2 goats. It's full of goat meat and goat milk, and there's a giant cat sitting next to her, and she has the most bitchy face you've ever seen a person have. She looks like she'd rather be anywhere else, but she has to be here. It's one of those things where it's an obligation that she doesn't really want to fulfill, but she's doing it anyway.
A very stout man with a ludicrously large mustache that blends into his mutton chops shuffles out and says, who goes there? Accents are going to be all over the place, even though we're in Geatland, guys.
That's
just
fair.
a forewarning.
Yeah. Do I know who this is? Because I've been here before.
Yeah, you've seen this guy. He's the gate guard.
She just, turns and looks at him with her face
Oh,
fully...
More goat meat and goat milk. We can never get enough of that. The tavern would be good, I think.
She turns away and continues on her way. She doesn't even acknowledge him.
All right, you enter a very homey tavern. It's oddly empty for the time being. In fact, a lot of tables have been pushed aside. We'll get to this map in a second. Actually, I could probably do it now. I just gotta modify one thing real quick because he's not quite here yet. Yeah. Okay. So you get into the Flagon of Grog Inn. Oddly uninhabited at the moment. Lots of tables pushed aside. And there seems to be something going on in the center of the tavern. Here, they're preparing for something. A lot of chairs have been set aside that are sort of cordoned off so people can't sit at them. You see 2 familiar faces over here. Would you remember names?
Out of, not by trying, but just because she retains that sort of stuff easily.
Alright. Then you know them as Ekthiao, a younger Geet, mid-20s of age, big bushy beard, and his father, Hrethel, an older Geet. And then there's another warrior they're carousing with who you've never seen before, and in fact does not look like he's from these parts.
Where does he look like he's from?
You're not sure. It's just that, the fashion that he's wearing, it's more, for lack of a better word, more uptight than what Geets wear. He looks like the kind of person who cares about getting stains on his clothes.
Okay. She acknowledges that they're there with, a nod, and then she goes to, unload her bounty and collect her pay for it.
Prince, this is Vala! She slew a great lynx! That's what she's wearing on her head. Tell us about the lynx you killed!
It's dead.
You hear that? It's dead! A drink! And Ekthiao and Hrethel both, start just putting it back, and their friend, the prince, smiles just a little bit nervously, but also very much into it, and does his best to chug as he can, and chokes a little bit halfway through, and then laughs and keeps going.
She's kind of, she doesn't roll her eyes or shake her head, she just kind of looks away. She doesn't even want to deal with them. Not interested in their bullshit.
And yet, old Hreffel says, Vala! Great warrior! You should stay tonight! A member of the Cunning Folk is coming. Gonna get a whole bunch of bigwigs here to talk about the crown.
The what and why do I care?
That's Vala for you. She stays away from everyone, never hears the news until it's too late. Vala, remember that fancy bastard that came with all the Southerners? The one with the big hat?
Does she understand that he's talking about the
Emperor, yes.
Emperor,
yes.
yeah. She stiffens up and turns around, like, to look over her shoulder, and she goes, vividly.
Well, remember how that big bastard, he was... I don't know why they're turning Scottish. He was rampaging through all the armies. Oh, that's because in pop culture, William, Vikings are often inexplicably Scottish, like fucking Gimli. That's why your brain is doing
That's
this.
why, yeah.
Rampaging through armies, swatting down dozens of men with each stroke of his sword.
And then he died, yeah.
Yeah, the wizard dropped a mountain on him. It was not the wizard. God damn it, William. That storm bound in... It's okay, I'm fixing this issue for me very soon. That storm bound in human flesh dropped a whole fucking mountain on him. You should have seen it, Prince. A whole mountain on the Emperor and all of his army. Crushed millions of people in one fell swoop. Ground them into a sticky paste. But it's the crown. The crown's the important thing. That's what made that emperor so strong. Well, we're getting us a crown.
I suppose I can stay and see what's going on.
Yeah, we just gotta choose the right person to wear it. Can't let it be some asshole.
Yeah, we don't want that. Yeah.
All right, and
She acknowledged it was them, like, yeah, I'll stay, like, with another crabby asshole-ish nod and walks off again.
the wife of the tavern keep comes with you and gives you a flagon of your favorite mead with a polite nod, and then walks off, knowing that you don't really like company.
So she's gonna sit in a corner and project the air of, if you come near me, I'm going to rip off your hand and then make you eat it.
Beautiful. And we'll pause there for the moment. Grum, let's do your introduction. Where are you right now?
Somewhere in the wilderness. There's a
All right,
hulking,
Grum.
shumbling thing.
You have found a road leading, you assume, to a human town. You know of these. You might even have followed a few roads in the past before, in search of prey. But you're on a mission, a culinary mission, if I'm not incorrect. That is taking you to the human lands.
Correct. Right before he shuffles off to the road, he finds a bush, noticing it's heavy with fruit. Just a big, hearty, as he snuffles it. And deeming that the fruit is indeed ripe, he rips the entire bushel out of the ground and stuffs it in his cauldron. Yes, quite ripe, yes. And that's when he finds the road.
Grum is, of course, one of the most common people in Geatland, being a troll. Massive, technically amphibian creature, although trolls have their own fur-like coverings depending on the species and the clan. That's not actually true fur, but it's a filament that's close enough to fur, you might as well call it fur. I don't know if we got Grump's picture on screen or not.
We do.
But he's a great big round boy.
Mm-hmm. It is with some trepidation that he considers his mission ahead of him. Because he knows very much well how the little humans of the lowlands react to his kind. And yet, everyone back home, they are too small of a mind to appreciate his ambitions. They laughed and they chuckled and they chortled when he thought and proposed that there must be more to experience than the occasional stolen goat. There must be a world of flavor out there.
It's true. Most trolls don't do very much more than just roasting food on a fire, if that. And most trolls don't view much use for humans beyond, sustenance. But that is not to say all, and while you are unique amongst your peers, you may not be the only troll of this mindset, or at least you hope not.
Yes. He hopes by coming down from the mountains he will at last find like-minded peers. And he's using these big words because ever since his clan caught and ate that cunning folk, he's been reading their magic cookbook. Which doesn't really have a lot of recipes, but has lots of big words in it and lots of really colorful descriptions of places.
First
That is true.
travel guide.
As you pick these fruits off of a bush by the side of the road, you hear the sound of footsteps and clopping hooves. And you look to see a human in a burgundy robe being followed by some sort of ugly goat creature.
Yeah, first he
Ugly or
regards
delicious?
At first, he regards the goat. He has goat. He likes goat. But he's kind of eaten enough goat in his life to is like.
I mean, I say goat, but it's not really a goat.
Yeah, it's some kind of weird goat. But then again, humans breed all sorts of weird-looking things.
Yeah, it's kind of a goat and kind of a deer. It's closer in size to a goat, but it's got sort of the gracile legs of a deer, albeit more thickly built, and a horn from its head, but a single horn. An outstanding orange coat of fur.
And how
Lots of
large
delicious
is
meat
this
under that fur.
creature?
I'd say about
tall.
about 4 feet tall. Yeah.
It could make for a nice snack. But considering that it is next to a human, he knows how ornery they get when you steal their goats. And he's trying his best to not antagonize any humans, because the less humans that are trying to kill him, the more people can try his cooking, which in fact he has not done before.
The human spots you and holds out his walking stick to get his goat to stop. Ooh. Ho there! I would like to hear your name, Faye, if you would be inclined to speak it.
His ears flick like a hippo's as he considers his options.
Fun fact about trolls, their ears look like axolotl gills.
Aw.
Hmm.
Cute.
Because that's what they are, they're gills. But they're placed and move like little ears. Anyways, keep going. Sorry to break the flow.
Oh, no problem. After a moment of consideration, he emerges from the underbrush. This big, awkward, shumbling thing.
Oh, you're a big fella, aren't you?
Ye gods, it speaks. Oh, alas, I would have savoured your flesh.
If I had a berry for every time somebody's threatened to eat me today, it would be 2 berries.
Alright, I'm gonna give you both a lesson in manners amongst humans. You generally don't tell people you want to eat them, If someone tells you they want to eat you, generally not a good relationship starting with that person.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Good to know.
But enough about that. You, little one, what sort of berries?
Oh, we call them glowberries. And it pulls it out, and it can be whatever berry. It could be a blueberry for all intents and purposes. I brought some from home for road snacks. Would you like one for a road snack?
Ooh, I have never seen a fruit of this.
He lumbers over. Kind of, clearly, this is not a creature that has practiced much grace in, its body weight in space. He probably invades your personal space a little bit as he comes up to examine this berry.
This character is being brought to life by an incredibly large and impressive Muppet.
Yes.
And I think, to the chagrin, to Glowing Dawn, there is no registry of, oh, he's a big guy, beyond, oh, he's a big guy. And he just puts the berry in your hands, like, there you go, buddy. Now we're friends.
Yes, yes. A berry for a berry, yes.
And he's, there is a large black iron cauldron strapped to his back with leathers. He sets it down and immediately starts scrummaging in there.
Yes, where did I put it? Yes, there.
And he plucks with rather remarkable dexterity considering the size of his fingers and the sharp talons, a berry that he just picked.
Yes. A nice, fat, ripe berry.
A human.
Thank you.
A human strokes his bushy beard and says, "You have a keen interest in the culinary arts, friend. Unusual for a troll, at least of the ones that I know."
Oh, yes, absolutely. I am not of the common variety.
In fact, he puffs out his chest.
Am I not astonishing? Yes.
Quite so, quite so. Would you perhaps be looking for some kinship, some friends in the gourmet variety?
Yes, that is in fact my objective.
Well,
Oh,
I
that's
That's
am
why I come
going.
down from the mountains to practice the arts.
I am going to a tavern that has some of the most tender goat meat, as well as the most delicious and sweet goat's milk you have ever drunk. And a
Good.
cook that is very well versed in her profession. And I do find myself in a position where having a troll's point of view on my task for the evening could be very worth my while. If you would be willing to accompany us and promise not to commit any violence on anyone without due cause, I would be
But of
willing to
course, yes.
offer you safe harbor and a good meal.
You make a delectable offer. And by what name do I know you, stranger?
Well, I would like to keep my name, but I will let you hear it. I am the magician Maximilian.
Yes. Maximilian. Yes, this venture will maximize my chances. Yes.
And may I hear and not take your name, my newfound fair friend?
Oh, yes, of course. I am Grum the Plum.
Grum the Plum. A pleasure to meet you. Well,
Hey, Grum the
the
Plum.
three of us seem to be good companions. Onwards to Millersburg.
Yes, wait. There is a custom you humans have to seal a deal, yes. A shaking
It
of
is important to seal a
hands.
deal, you are correct, yes. And he offers you his hand.
He reaches up a massive troll hand that probably completely encircles his, and
Mhm.
Maximilian might notice with some discomfort that his hands are sticky with berry juice.
As you grab Maximilian's hand, he quickly grabs a little bottle from his belt and imbibes it, and grips your hand with surprising strength for a human.
Oh, what manner of drink makes you so powerful?
Oh, just a little potion I worked up, and he pulls his hand away, flicks it once, grabs a little pinch of dust from his belt, sprinkles it over, and the hand is clean.
Extraordinary.
Oh, I love magic. That's so cool.
You are definitely one of the cunning folk, yes.
Yes, I am the magician Maximilian.
Good, wait, if you are cunning folk, then yes,
And he excitedly lumbers over to the cauldron, pulls out a thick tome.
yes, this is what has brought me down from the mountains. This belonged to one of your kind.
He looks at the book, scrolls through it, and eventually comes to the first page. Oh, Chewy Larry. He'll be missed.
Was he chewy?
Chewy.
Oh no.
See, I've been learning, apparently humans really like to eat. So I think you're gonna do great. Oh, I don't know if I introduced myself. I'm Glowing Heart. Glowing Dawn. No, that's not my name.
Glowing Dawn, that's your name.
Glowing Dawn, that is my name. I said Glowing Horn. I'm like, wait, that's not right. Glowing Dawn. Hi. We're friends now.
Glowing dawn. A pleasure to meet you, resplendent sunrise. Yes.
He pats you. With maybe a little too much force.
Ooh. Thank you. It is a pleasure to meet you, Grum the Plum. I like your name, Ryan.
We trolls are famous for our poetry.
I can't wait to hear more.
He slings the cauldron back onto his back and falls in line.
And the three of you travel on to Millersburg. Coming there by a different way, with a wheelbarrow in hand. Or something in hand, I don't know. Aiden, would you like to make your entrance?
Aiden, I don't know if she would have a vehicle, but yeah, she buzzes into town. She heard, I think on the road, she heard that there was a gathering happening here. But kind of tall and lanky compared to a human. Almost looks like a very hunched over older woman, bright white hair, kind of walking along with a staff. Nice or decent long robes. But maybe a little macabre, as one of the first things you notice that tangled in her staff is a skull. Looks like roots grew through it, and as well as some minor bones and skulls adorning her person. As a dark elf walks into town, bright red insectile eyes.
Who goes there? Oh.
Hello.
Ah. Has another one died then? For the funeral to call?
Well, there always is, but not tonight, I don't think. Not yet. You know, night's young.
Then, what brings you to town?
You know. She just starts walking past.
Oh,
You know.
okay. Well, pleasure to have you.
Yes, yes.
Please
Just
don't kill anyone.
that's not what I do. I handle the cleanup. And she just keeps walking towards the end.
All right.
That was a sloppy introduction. I'm sorry.
No, I love it. All right. So you
I'm
enter
going for a
the
weird old lady.
Flagon of Grog Inn. You beautiful, off-putting elf woman. Affectionate. Um, you see Ecthial and Hrethel there with some stranger. You see that one grumpy lady with the cat skull on her head. But otherwise, the place is pretty. And you see the owner and his wife at work. But otherwise, the place is pretty empty. The middle section has been cleared away for some sort of. It looks like some sort of big conference or meeting or something, but there's no one here for it.
Since she's she deals with the spirits. Can I say that she like threw some bones and suggestions like, hey, it's gonna be interesting in town if you go there. That kind of
Absolutely. Absolutely. There are definitely a lot of omens about tonight.
yeah. So she's just like that's why she told the guy it's like, well, I don't know. There might be a death I might have to take care of, but we'll see.
We should put on our background music too. Give me one
Oh yeah, I
second.
should put her on the map.
Ecthial and Hrethel are being very boisterous and rowdy as per usual until they see you, in which case they both clam up. And their strange guest, who has also been jovial with them, doesn't notice the vibe change, but does notice them looking at you. He turns to you and says, "What ho! Welcome, ma'am."
Hello.
I'm quite new here in Geatland, but I must say the people here are very welcoming.
Oh, they can be, yes. She, her like head shifts, or almost like clacks to look at the other two. Gives way. Hello, you two again.
Hello. I didn't. Not here on business, I hope.
Not yet.
Okay. Okay.
She's not giggling. That's me.
Please, my son is newborn. Please, please, please don't let there be something horrible forthcoming tonight.
Oh, congratulations. I hope he'll grow up to be a strong Geatland boy. And she just toddles over to the bar. Or wherever the bar is.
You're yeah. Not there. Here would be fine. That area is being reserved for some big something or other tonight.
Yeah.
Doubtless the thing that you're being told of. The wife of the tavern keep comes over with a large glass of sugar water for you.
Oh, thank you, dear. She takes it. Yep.
All right.
Sits maybe a little uncomfortably close to Vala, even though there's all these rooms.
It's uncomfortably cold over there.
Yeah. But Aiden's used to a chilly greeting, so she doesn't say anything. She just gives like a nod and sits down.
All right.
Starts sipping.
We're gonna cut back to the outside of Millersburg, as a warrior from a distant land approaches the gate. Scene, would you like to describe Tyne?
Right. Tyne is he tried to retire as a knight for the soon-to-be future kingdom of Heratshire.
Yep.
Tyne tail end of the war, Tyne was in a terrible battle that lost all of his men in it against Mediterra, and he ended up drifting down a river. He was thought dead. During that time, he ended up going through a whirlpool or something of that sort, and as a result, a consequence, full details Tyne is not fully aware of. But whenever he came to, he had some fishy traits along his body now, and an aptitude for water magic. Which, as a human in this earlier times, less familiar with things, less familiar with magic and such, he does his best to play off his fishy traits now as part of his armor, or at least, or part of his fisherman gear, as that's what he tried to retire to be. But now he's brought back into service for his king to retrieve the prince that was visiting neighboring Sigerheim and traveling through Geatland.
Yep. We're gonna say that the name of Heorotshire in this time period is Fordshire, or Fordshire. Yeah. So the king of Fordshire, not king in the sense of wearing a magic crown and scepter, but king in the sense of like he's the head guy. Sent you out to find his son. He had sent one of his princes out to Sigerheim to sort of reinforce some bonds in the wake of the first Mediterranean War of Conquest, which right now everyone is hoping is going to be the only Mediterranean War of Conquest, but history will not be so kind. He wanted to establish some community ties, but his son really got into the diplomacy duties and has spent a long time in Germanor, particularly in Geatland. And so he has sent you to recover the young prince, because now that they're working on a crown in your home country, making sure there's a line of succession is pretty good. It's pretty important. Because one of the reasons why the Mediterranean War of Conquest had to end is that when their emperor died, along with like thousands upon thousands of their soldiers in one fell swoop, the crown of Mediterra was crushed, and also any of the direct heirs in line to the empire were crushed. And so now Mediterra is scrambling to basically recreate their entire system of government. Which is why they couldn't continue the war anymore, besides just the loss of manpower. So everyone who's trying to make a crown now has to think of like, okay, it's not just enough to put a crown on someone's head. We gotta make sure that like that crown goes to somebody after they die. And that's why they really need you to find this Prince Hrothgar, who is apparently just fucking slumming it up in Geatland. And speaking of, one of the greasy Geat nobles approaches you, a stout fellow with a mustache that goes all the way to his mutton chops, and says, "Whoa there, traveler! What strange and fancy garb you wear."
This is the armor that we wear in Fordshire.
I'm
a knight of Fordshire.
Our friends to the south. Well, we have a member of your country here already, a prince, I'm told.
Yes, that is the reason I am here. I
And
seek
prince,
to rendezvous
a
with
prince
my
is something
and
like a
escort him home.
mayor, right?
What's that?
A prince is something like a mayor, right?
In a way, I suppose.
Well, he's in the tavern, getting drunk like anyone should be.
Excellent. Then I will make my way there at once.
All right. You head to the tavern. And find Prince Hrothgar over here with two Geatlanders, all three of them incredibly drunk. I say, you Geats, you know how to have libations. And he looks over. And his eyes go wide. Sir Tyne! Hey!
My prince, I finally found you.
Guys, this is Sir Tyne. He's a knight. He works for my father, and also me, because I'm a prince.
Yes, I see you've been taking part in the customs of the Geats, have you not?
One of the Geats, the younger of the two, slaps you really hard on the back. He's been drinking like the best of them.
I see.
Get this man a flagon of ale of the best mead in the house. I am Ecthiao, a great Geat warrior. My son was born 3 days ago, and I love him. He's gonna be as strong as a bear. That's why we named him Beowulf.
I congratulate you. Great honor. And a strong name, of course.
Oh, Tyne, you're gonna love these guys. I don't know why I'm becoming Irish, or so pictures rather. You're going to
We're so
love these
Scottish.
guys, Tyne. It's a. I'm trying to do like a Hugh Laurie as a fop voice. You know, I'm trying to really channel Jeeves or Prince Edward from Blackadder the Third. Tyne, they party all the time, and they drink so much. And they're so good at fighting. I saw this guy rip a wolf's head off. It's true. It's true. The wolf came at me and I went, "Ah, come here, you big bastard." And I ripped his head right off.
I see. And you were not harmed by this wolf, yes?
Oh no, he bit the shit out of me. That's why I ripped his head off.
It looks as if you must have recovered then.
Aha! You can't take down a Geat that easily.
I see. Well, my prince, you should enjoy the festivities tonight, but I must take you home tomorrow.
Oh,
We will start a journey towards-
Time, have you enjoyed your time here at all? Here, sit with us. Sit with us. There's some sort of big whatever it is going on tonight. We're going to party. We're going to drink. Apparently, there's gonna be a person crowned as king or something. It's gonna be really cool.
For your safety, I can take watch of this.
As the wife of the tavern keep approaches with a large flagon of frankly delicious smelling mead. You haven't had a lot of mead over in Fordshire. It's occasionally brewed, but it's definitely more of a Germanorian drink. It's a sweet honey wine, and it's very different than the ales that you're used to. Just from the appearance and the smell alone, and as it's handed to you, Tyne goes, "Drink, drink," and then Ecthiao starts pounding the table. "Drink, drink," and Hreffel joins in. "Drink, drink, drink, drink."
Oh, as you wish. Tyne starts taking a drink.
As you take a drink, the doors open, and a dark-skinned man in burgundy robes enters with two of the strangest companions you think you've ever seen.
Wow, a real human town. I didn't think it would smell like this.
Yay!
Yeah, I'll make you biggie. We doing a little size adjusting this campaign.
Yay!
As often as it doesn't annoy me. But yeah, a tiny deer thing is following after him, and then lumbers in an enormous fucking troll with a pot on its back.
And immediately there is a hearty series of snuffles as he's taking in all the scents. His nose is
Wow.
practically on the ground.
The robed fellow begins setting up crystal balls all throughout this ring, this bar area that's been closed off, and then holds one in his own hands and begins, magically swirling his hand around it. And Ectheow, drunk, nosy Nelly that he is, immediately saunters over, followed by Hrethel and then Hrothgar.
My prince.
I gotta see what's going on. Wait for me. And the old Geet Hrethel claps the burgundy robed fellow on the back and says, "So you're a member of the cunning folk, eh? A storm bound in human flesh?" No, I'm a man, just the same as any of you. Yes, but you cast spells. I can't do that, and neither can any man here. It's just a matter of knowledge, that's all. You could cast spells too if you chose to learn. So you're a druid then? Like those Selpictish monks. No, I'm not a druid. I'm not a monk. I'm a lord of wisdom. Let's say that. That's got too many parts. Ooh, wisdom lord. Still too many parts. How about a whiz lord? You are not calling me a whiz lord. People will think I'm obsessed with piss.
Fuck,
Right, make it smaller.
everywhere.
Wizard! Mage Maximilian rubs the bridge of his nose and says, "Yeah, sure, I'm a wizard. We'll just go with that." "What's your name, wizard?" "I am the magician Maximilian." And before Hrethel can say too many parts, he says, "Or Mage Max, if that's too many parts for you."
Oh. I like that. Mage Max.
And what is it you're doing, Mr. Wizard, with all these beautiful gemstones? The crystal balls. Balls. Jesus Christ. They're crystal spheres, which we'll be using to communicate with some persons of interest across the many miles of Geatland's territory. Ah, so you're talking to the warlords. They're all gonna be here? Well, 8 of them anyway. See, I told you, Prince Hrothgar. These are the people that are vying for the crown. We're gonna pick one of them, and then we're gonna have a king. And then if the Mediterraneans come back, we're gonna tell them, "Go fuck yourself. We got our own." That's what we should be doing in our hometown, Tyne.
That is what we're doing. That's what, we need to return home. We need to return home tomorrow, my prince.
Yeah, but we gotta see how this shakes out. And you got some nursing your mead.
Yes. I suppose it would be good to know who the king of this land is going to become. Interesting that there are 8 candidates.
Ectheow says, 9 technically, but I'm guessing the Ice Queen's not showing up. No, since everyone who approaches her dies, I kind of figured I'd skip that one. Old Hrethel stares at glowing dawn. Is that a fucking horse? Why has it got a tail like that?
Because it's fun.
Oh.
No one expects you to have a tail.
That's true. I don't expect myself to have a tail ever.
You should get a tail. They're
I
awesome.
should get a tail. I should go get a tail. Oh, and he falls over and then just sort of lies on the ground drooling.
A great proboscis immediately starts snuffling the prince of Forgesire.
Oh, hello, sir. I say, I've never seen a living troll before. Jolly good.
I beg your pardon.
Swan-
It would be best that you back away from our prince, my prince.
I mean him no harm. I've never scented a human so fermented.
We've been piling it on. You gotta try some mead, big guy. I bet you could put back at least a couple of barrels.
Oh, indubitably.
And at this point, the tavern keeper's wife approaches. Meister Maximilian, can I offer you and your companions, refreshments?
Yes, yes. Take me to your kitchens.
Sure, follow me. Hold on, Max says. Before my good friend Grum, we have business to attend to, but then I'm sure the lady of the house will be happy to let you see the kitchens. Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, very well.
And, you little furry friend?
Oh, yes, a water would be fantastic.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, I don't know
You
what
don't pay for
humans
water
drink.
at bars. You don't pay for water at bars. That's why she said. It's all right.
Oh.
Get him some goat's milk. You like goat's milk, right?
I've never had goat's milk.
Everyone likes goat's milk. You'll be fine.
I think
All
that's
right.
a little weird, but okay.
Don is thinking to himself, I've never drunken from the teat of one of my neighbors, no.
Dawn's over here like,
Maximilian,
what am I, a baby?
just a second. I gotta look up a quote real quick. Okay, let's see if we can find. All right.
Noting that there is no furniture rated for such a physique,
All right.
Grum just sits down.
As the sun has cast its last shadow upon the earth and the crescent moon has risen above the eastern ridge, it's 9 o'clock. Let's get this on the road.
I want you to know that she's staring at you on her table, but she does not seem to be hostile towards you. You are the least... You are... She's treating you the most kindly she's ever treated anything alive that anybody in this bar has seen. Which means she's ignoring you.
That's fair. And I think like Lorgman like walks up, like, you're going to be the most honest person here, I think. Hi, I'm Glowing Dawn. It's a pleasure to meet you.
All right. We're entering a cutscene right now.
Oh, cutscene time. Oopsies.
I mean, you
Yay!
guys, if you, we'll let you socialize a bit more in a second. As Mage Maximilian casts his spell, the various crystal balls scattered around the bar glow and slowly cast illusions showing 8 fearsome figures. And this is where we go into my script. Again, this will not be a common occurrence. I just have 9 NPCs to have talked to each other right now, and really need to have that be organized in some way for my own sanity.
It's all good.
So, mist foams out of the base of the crystal before thinning out into spectral beams of light, which coalesce into 8 ghostly images, the magic progressions of 8 of the 9 warlords fighting for Geatland's unmade crown. The first to come into focus is a man clad in armor, the likes of which you've never seen before. Not boiled leather or thick padding or even chain-link shirts of the rich, but full sculpted plates of metal designed to wrap tightly around his form, providing unimaginable protection. This is the Iron Lord. Next to manifest is a beautiful dark-skinned woman in a somewhat salacious dress that is decorated with leather pauldrons and belts, as if she wants the appearance of being a warrior, despite not having seen much combat herself. She tosses her perfectly coiffed blonde hair and grins widely. The Queen of Smiles has arrived. Over here. A grimy-looking fellow in a well-tailored and even more well-worn coat manifests next, grinning crookedly with glee as he takes off his sailor's cap and slouches painfully in his non-visible seat. Long, greasy locks of black hair dangle from his chin like the limbs of a devilfish, fitting for the man who calls himself Lord Landkraken. He is followed by a vast and imposing figure, standing more than 2 heads taller than the Iron Lord. This hulking beast of a warlord is clad in scuffed and battle-tested splint mail armor. She wears an old Geatish helmet, which could not contain the vast and tangled mane of her black hair. Her left hand has been severed at the wrist, and on its stump she wears a massive hammer made out of a jagged chunk of stone. This, gossip tells you, could only be Big Brunhild, heroine of the common folk, who avenged her home against the Mediterranean soldiers that razed it to the ground, and did not stop fighting until the Empire was driven from Geatland. Another hero follows her, one nearly as large, if not quite as tall. Roggenwalder the Bear did not get his title just from leading a band of berserkers. No, looking at this wide, hairy man, clad in little more than a bearskin cape, a pair of furry briefs, gloves, and boots, you can see that he is a bear in every sense of the word, even when not transformed into one of his magic pelt. A second shapeshifter follows soon after, though this warlord is of a far more notorious character. Wolftooth is infamous for stealing livestock with his pack of Gabargest riding bandits, and has been accused of far worse crimes as well, from the disappearance of shepherd boys to the kidnapping and presumed murder of babes from their cribs. As he grins a wolf-toothed grin and looks at the room with red and yellow eyes hanging beneath a lycanthropic unibrow, you cannot help but wonder if all those terror tales may be true. The penultimate warlord is perhaps the least loved of the lot, and the only one who was not born in Geatland. Calling himself the Deathless Centurion, he leads the largest remnant of the Mediterranean army still left in your home. While there were many Mediterraneans left behind by the retreat of the Imperial forces, most have managed to integrate into your land. He, on the other hand, is still trying to conquer it, much to everyone's displeasure. His only competition for the inglorious title of the most loathed warlord is the final one to arrive, an immense and noxious troll with 3 hideous heads, all of which sneer with cruel arrogance as he takes his place among the assembled warriors. He calls himself the King out of the Mountain, and like many troll kings before him, wishes to glut himself on human flesh. Only one warlord is absent, the Ice Queen, though many would say she doesn't truly count anyway. After all, to be a warlord one must be a person, and while she may have the body of a woman, it is clear for all to see that she is in truth a storm-made flesh, and one Geatland may not manage to endure. Mage Max clears his throat and addresses the council. All right, we're here. Let's be... The Deathless Centurion interrupts. Where is the Ice Queen? She controls the northern half of the Frosttooth Mountains. Surely that gives her as much claim as the rest of this rabble. Max grins through the interruption. Well, given that she kills anyone who so much as enters her field of vision, I figured I'd spare my poor messengers an untimely death and just ignore her claim. The rest of you, whatever your faults, saw enough reason to hear me out, and that's why you've earned your place here. Lord Landkraken sneers. What's the matter, Mediterranean? Sad you won't get to congratulate the Frosty Tart on killing more Geats than you could ever hope? I just don't like to be surprised. This is neutral ground. You're all safe in your strongholds, surrounded by your allies, right? It's just as I said, no risk, just the potential reward of a peaceful end to this conflict. Geatland's seen too much fighting in recent times. I know we all want to go to Valhalla, but some peace is necessary to heal. And that's what I want, to heal my home. The war showed us we've fallen behind, and if we want to survive the wars to come, we need a crown and a king of our own. I'm willing to make the fancy hat and stick, I just need to know what head I'm putting it on. So, tonight, you all get to make your case, and hopefully before it ends, we'll unanimously agree on one king of Geatland. Sound good? The troll leans forward. Sounds great! Me first! Pitiful human worms! Cower and tremble before your new master! I, the great and terrible king out of the mountain, have sharpened my fangs by uniting all the trolls of Geatland under my stone fist, and now I will bring that same liberty and subjugation to you. Submit now, filthy human warlords, and I'll let you live a life as breeding stock for my personal human cattle farm. Stand opposed, and you shall grace my dinner table like every other human who dares to resist me. There is a brief moment of silence before the Queen of Smile says, So no matter how this shakes out, we're agreed we're gonna kill this guy, right? At which the other human warlords laugh as the king of the mountain goes, "I'm being reasonable! Most humans under my reign won't last more than 5 years! This is a quality offer!" The Iron Lord clears his throat and says, "As enticing as that offer may be, I believe I can surpass it. Our lack of technical prowess was a critical factor in our struggle against the Mediterranean Empire. To wit, they had superior arms. To match them or any other force, we must innovate. Many of the other warlords, and indeed the people in the bar, blink with a complete lack of comprehension of anything this man just said." The Iron Lord rolls his eyes beneath his helmet and goes, "We need better weapons and armor. As the owner of the largest iron mine in Geatland, I have been hard at work with my best smiths creating new and better tools for war. When war came to my door, my fortress withstood everything the Mediterraneans threw at us. Put your lot in with me, and I shall protect all of Geatland with the same success." "Oh, quite impressive, Tin Man," says Lord Landkraken. "Did every peasant in your territory enjoy the safety of this mighty fortress of yours?" "There was not room for all of my vassals, no. Great as my resources are, they have limits. But the more resources I am given, the more I can protect." And Roggenwalder spits and says, "Yeah, sure, with walls, not with valor. You would turn us from a land..." They're just all gonna be fucking Scottish, despite me trying not to.
It's fine.
You would
Scottish
turn
is a
us from
state
a
of
land.
mind.
Scottish is what Vikings are, regardless of where they actually were. "You would turn us from a land of mighty heroes to rats hiding in a hole. Is this coward's path the way of the Geats? Have we spurned the light of Valhalla?" "There is more to valor than brawn, Berserker." "Well said, Tin Man! But there's also more to leadership than hiding in your castle. What this war should have taught us is that we are part of a much wider world, one that demands more attention. The Mediterraneans had to march through so many of our neighbors to the south and the east before they reached us. How then were we caught by surprise? We must communicate with our fellows beyond our borders." Lord Landkraken puffs up the collar of his shirt. "Trade lines must be built, relationships forged anew, and none of you can match me in that regard, for I am a man of the seas." Again, he's also turning Scottish. I'm just trying to do a pirate voice. It's just, they're all turning Scottish. "I have friends in every port, knowledge of every fjord and channel. Crown me, and I'll connect Geatland with the wider world, and we will never be surprised by like this again." The deathless Centurion laughs. "Friends in every port? You fail to mention that for every friend you have 10 enemies, pirate." "I have spent too much time amongst the raiders of Rough Groshen. There's a vulture's glint in your eye, Lord Landkraken." Landkraken takes his hat and puts it over his heart in fake mourning. "Our poor abused neighbors to the north. Oh, you all love to disparage Rough Groshen men, but heed this. Not one person knows the cost of survival better than those desperate people. What you sneer at me as an insult, I take as a point of pride. Would that I had half the cunning of a Rough Groshen man." The Queen of Smiles prips her hair and takes the stage. "Survival is the name of the game here, isn't it? And that's a game I play well. I'm not like the rest of you. Not a warrior, a hunter, a killer. But I'm a survivor. I was a tavern worker, setting tables and cleaning floors, breaking my back to support the revelry of you lot. Then the Mediterraneans came and set up their little stadium in my town. They thought it would be funny to throw a pretty little thing like me to their pet beasts. But I survived. Through cunning and audacity, I survived. In time, I went from sacrificial lamb to the brains of the games, making each spectacle grander than the last, until, finally, my beautiful champions helped me throw down those Imperial soldiers and feed them to their own pets." Wolftooth barks up. "And you destroyed that..." I'm not gonna be Scottish. I'm gonna be something else. You know what? I'm gonna make him German. I'm gonna make him fucking German. That's what I'm gonna do. "And you destroyed the stadium in an act of catharsis. Blah, blah, blah. Hooray for a liberated beach." The Queen of Smiles gives a very cold, calculating smile. "Oh no, it's still standing. I know a good thing when I see it. What does every Geat fear? A dishonorable death. We must die in battle to see Valhalla, and in times of peace, battle is in short supply. Well, no longer. Now an honorable death can be found in every town. To the excitement and delight of all your neighbors, we will keep our claws sharp, our fangs long, and our enemies will tremble at a kingdom of champions. Crown me, and I promise a stadium in every town, and a glorious death of blood and sweat for every Geat that wishes it. Roggenvalder the bear goes, That's a pretty good pitch. Shame I can't trust it from a woman who's clearly never fought in her life. I paid my dues, Fuzzy. With that pretty face, no scars, no muscle, no warrior's gaze, you're a flower, pretty, but weak and worthless. Even that armor is just for show, pretty petals with no real strength. And you think yourself strong, wolf? You who prey on other sheep and steal babes from their cribs? Aye. All that and more. I live freely and do as I choose. Sometimes it means stealing sheep, and sometimes it means eating juicy little babies that cry too much. Crown me, and that freedom will be yours as well. I have no desire to rule, to enforce order, to limit what you may do with your time on this wretched earth. I only wish to be unhindered, and with that power, none will hinder me. And I will ensure none can hinder you as well. Landkraken strokes his beard. I think being eaten by some hairy freak would be pretty hindering. Queen of Smiles smirks. Depends on who's doing the eating and where, darling. Both her and Landkraken share a laugh. The Deathless Centurion, however, scowls and pounds at the table in his area, which isn't visible here, but you can see him pounding air. You savage barbarians! Look at you! Barking at each other like ill-managed hounds begging for scraps. No culture, no breeding, just a land full of feral mutts waiting for a master to bring them to heel. You want a crown's power? Then you need a proper kingdom. You need law and order, a chain of command, and a hierarchy to sort your wayward people into. Your women need to speak less and work more. Your men need to stop wallowing in filth like beasts and learn some discipline. You wish to equal the Empire. Only I can bring that knowledge to your backward, savage land. Give me the crown, for I'm the only one who knows what to do with it. And under my lead, you will finally be a civilized people. Big Brunhild slowly turns to look at the Deathless Centurion and leans forward with her terrifying height and says, I only want one thing, Cretan. And that's to mount your head on a pike. The Deathless Centurion smirks. Better men than you have tried, wench. I am the Deathless Centurion. I was dipped in the river Styx as a babe, and no weapon can kill me. Brunhild arches an eyebrow under her helm. I will grab you by the face and hammer on your worthless shoulders till your neck splinters and snaps. Will you still be deathless when you're but a severed head? The Queen of Smiles perks up. That sounds like an interesting experiment. Landkraken turns to Brunhild. Then I take it, Miss Brunhild, you'll step aside if we make sure the Mediterranean doesn't win. Brunhild looks at the assembled warlords. I am told that I must bow to whoever is crowned king, but I only bow to those who have earned my respect. And I don't respect any of you people. Where was the Iron Lord when my home was razed to the ground? Where were Roggenvalder's berserkers when my town was besieged by these southern thugs? And with all due respect, which is done, who the fuck are the rest of you? Some smiling tart in finery? A sailor with big talk and fancy breeches? A dirty, flea-bitten old wolf man? No, I don't respect any of you people, and I will not bow to you. Roggenvalder nods. Well put. I don't know any of you either, and I sure as hell won't bow to a bunch of wannabe tyrants. Roggenvalder the bear submits only to one who can best him in honorable combat. There's an idea, says the Queen of Smiles. Send your champions to my arena to face mine. The victor can wear the crown. A fair deal, is it not? How do we know you won't rig the game, Queenie? A rigged game isn't entertaining, dear. Fair fight's a far better spectacle. The Deathless Centurion smirks. I have a better idea. As he says this, you hear the sound of commotion outside. Why don't I just take this magician and force him to crown me? Max balks. What? You can't do that. Oh, but I can. Landcracker says, no, I mean you literally can't. My spies have been watching you, all of you, to ensure no one pulls off something like this. None of your soldiers are remotely close enough to Millersburg to pull that off. None of mine, no. But I found some bandits who were quite willing to do anything to join my service and set them to the task. Make peace with your heathen gods, Geats. For when I kill you, it will not be Valhalla that awaits you, but Tartarus. The Iron Lord stands up. Get out of there, Maximilian! Come to my fortress and I will protect you, this I swear! The Queen of Smiles shrugs. Why travel so far? My castle is much closer, Mage Max. Give me the crown and my champions are yours. Oh, so the hunt is on then. Don't worry, Maxie, I'll find you before the others. The king out of the mountain roars, Betrayal! Whoever takes the magician, know that my trolls will devour you messily. I will not have my prize stolen. Lord Landcracken shrugs. Find a port, mage, and I'll bring you to safety. Roggenwalder goes, my stronghold is yours, should you bring me the crown. Big Brynhild simply scoffs. This is a farce. Prepare yourself, Mediterranean trash. My hammer aches to meet your skull. All 8 of them disappear in turn, as Millersburg is now under siege.
I do just want to make a note that every time the Mediterranean talked, Vala was gripping the table, and her mouth at the corners kind of dripped with freezing air, and it froze the table.
Oh.
Her eyes turned pink.
Alright, so there are bandits. Did I not set this to repeat? I guess it just has a load. Alright, okay. So there are bandits surrounding the town. We've got Mage Max and our Geet friends, and also Hrothgar here, as well as you guys. Max and company are gonna go defend this part of the town. If you guys would like to defend here. And you know how this goes. I think it's time to roll initiative. You will only be fighting 5 guys at a time. I won't necessarily make you fight all of them, but we'll see how long this goes to be exciting and fun.
How many Fabula points did we get from the last scene?
Oh, yeah. We just encountered 8 villains, mechanically speaking, so you all get 8 Fabula points.
So that would be 11 since we started with 3.
Yep.
Yes.
Front-loading you a little bit.
I love having negative initiative because it rolls funny shit like that.
Yeah, like me, doubles 2.
Alright, you guys, I think you beat their initiative. Yep, you did. Alright. So you get to go first. There's a bunch of bandits says, bring us the wizard and no one's gonna get hurt, see? Yeah.
You are!
I don't want to get hurt. Alright, you know what? You step up. What? Wait, no.
Scoundrels shall meet the edge of my blade.
Oh boy. This must be that war they're talking about.
Buzz.
Who's gonna go first?
Yeah, one of you gets to go first.
I am, until I get a few more levels, I am almost 100% just support.
Okay.
I can only heal.
Who's
Well,
the
we all
most
within
get
the
lovely?
ability I can do.
Who wants to kill someone the most right now?
Me, I'll kill somebody. I'll kill
Yeah.
somebody real hard.
Yay!
I'm
That's-
gonna cast that, and since it's a free attack with that, I'm going to make it ice, or, water damage technically, but definitely gonna be ice. Who am I hitting?
Any of them. They all have the same stats.
Okay, this guy.
Wait, I wasn't supposed to be in the front. Yeah, you were. Have fun up there.
I recognize these guys. It's like Mook has a recurring feature.
And instead of physical, that will be ice because of the,
Beautiful. That hits. And you do some beautiful ice damage. Ow, he's got ice! Or she's got ice! Ah! What are you shouting? I'm the one who took the hit. I feel for you, mate. Well, I guess I should try to hit back. Well, that's actually not bad.
Yeah.
Does 13 hit you, Vala?
Yeah, that will hit because, starting
Alright.
equipment.
Yep. You take 17 physical damage.
Jesus Christ.
You rolled well. Well, one of you gets to go.
Right. Pine will take the next swing. Tyne is going to swing at the same bandit. What did that do plus 0?
All right. You are you so this takes him out. Are you taking him out entirely, or are you being a merciful heroic knight?
Not taking him out entirely.
All right, good. Let's establish tone. All right, you kill him. All right, you get in there. Wait, what? Oh, okay.
Let that be a warning to all of you.
Are we really sure we want to be in this guy's gang this much? Come on! He's cool! He hates women! Wait, what? One of them lashes out at you, Tyne. Does 11 hit?
11 ties, so yes it does.
Alright. They do, again, 17 physical damage. They're rolling high.
Attacking.
Which of us will go next?
You know what? I could go next. I have a new thing to try out.
Yes, kill my little pony. Kill!
Uh,
Skewer them!
One of the classes that I'm taking is a new one for us. It's Invoker. So I'm going to do an invocation. I may use an action and spend 5 mind points to perform it, drawing energies from one of the well springs present in the scene. Well springs are just you pick 2 elements that are relevant to the current battle scene. From like air, earth, fire, lightning, and water.
Mm-hmm.
So what well springs are in my area?
You guys are in, like, the
Farming
early...
town.
Yes, and we're also in the early months of winter. The first heavy snowfall hasn't happened yet, but it's clear winter is coming. So ice is definitely available. There's a pond right here, so that would also be ice magic because of Fabulous Ultimate System. But you're in a farm which draws a lot of power from the earth, so earth magic would also be present here.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is the water wellspring and the earth. God.
Mhm.
So the one thing I did with it was max it out, so I have some options. So for 5 NP, I think we're going to do we're gonna borrow a chill, seeing that my new favorite friend in the skull hat does ice magic, which would be pick a target. Target loses 20 mind points and also suffers shaken. As you see the horn glow on glowing Dawn's horn, and it spreads the ice and chills them out a little bit.
So who are you picking as your target?
Bandit number 2.
Woo! She flees combat.
Okay, so we got some water. That's good.
Alright, one more bandit goes. God damn it. Quit rolling 7s!
Yeah.
Does a 10 hit you, Glowing Dawn?
Oh yeah, no, I didn't get any starting armor.
Yeah. Alright. Well, you take 17 physical damage again. Every
Ow.
single one of them has rolled a fucking 7.
Is someone really hurt yet?
Not
I'm at
yet.
43. I'm still good.
Fine. Not in crisis.
Is it just me and Grom who need to go?
I believe so.
You want to go?
Sure thing. Consulting my... Okay, so I can do that. Alrighty. Bursting out of the gates, a fucking troll swinging a giant black iron cauldron like a bludgeoning tool.
Who
This
first
time.
whose bones shall make my broth?
Hayes! Hey, quit volunteering me!
And I'll spend 10 mind points to make it multi-2.
Hell yeah. That hits.
Damn.
So you kill another one.
Oh, it's
of
a
them.
custom weapon. Nice.
14 physical damage. The 2 of them.
Magnificent. One steps up and is like, I'm really beginning to doubt this whole operation. It tries to hit you. Does 8 hit you, Grum?
It does not.
No.
Were any of them shaken? Or did the shaken one flee?
Fleed. They're
Okay.
not very brave mercenaries.
Then it's my turn then.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Saying that they don't seem very brave. Aiden's gonna fly. She's been kind of hovering in combat flight mode, but now she just flies up a bit higher, lifts her staff, and she calls out to the rest. She goes, "These will not be honorable deaths. You should flee, or else your bones will join the mass grave that will be dug here." As she casts on 3 of them. Oh God,
Ooh!
Jesus, damn.
that's max. That's max all the way.
Okay.
Vaporized!
Not gonna be good in the combat, huh?
Yeah, right?
It's my one combat trick besides hitting someone with a stick.
Mm-hmm.
At least you have a stick.
As you vaporize 3 of them,
Oh,
you hear from the other side of the village, "Fire, fire, burning bright in the forests of the night, what immortal handle I could frame thy fearful cemetery? In what distant deeps or skies burnt the fire of thine eyes? On what wings dare he aspire? What the hand dare seize the fire? And what shoulder and what heart could twist the sinews of my heart? And when my heart began to beat, what dread hand and what dread feet? What the hammer? What the chain? In what furnace was thy brain? What the anvil? What dread grasp dare its deadly terrors clasp? When the stars threw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears, did he smile his work to see? Did he who make the lamb make thee?" And a huge fucking fireball falls out of the sky and immolates a very large section of bandits.
Maybe I spoke
Yes.
too soon about the mass grave.
As Mage Maximilian stands with magic sparkling from the dust on his hands.
I'm glad he's our friend, looking over Chrome.
All right, top of the round.
Let's go.
Ooh, which of us will go first?
I blew like half of my mana on that, so
Oh, you know what? I could go. I have another trick I learned. I read about it in a book. I'm going to spend another 5 MP, and I'm going to use the Earth Invocation Quicksand. Targeting one of the bandits, they take 10 earth damage, and they suffer slow as the earth turns to goop beneath them.
Good, good. Oh, help! I'm stuck in the quicksand. My mother warned me about this. One of them runs. I'm still stuck in the quicksand. All right, get in there. Oh, I don't want to. All right. Well, I'm gonna try to hit you then. Fucking Christ! I succeeded.
Yeah?
All right. You take 18 physical damage as he hits you with a shitty sword. Oh, for the
It's like,
Sarah.
oh, that's a weird looking orc.
Who's damaged out of here?
I
3 of the guys.
Wait, you mean all?
And one of them's stuck in. One of them's slow because he's experiencing every 5-year-old's nightmare of being killed by quicksand.
I want you to I want you all to be completely aware. Vala is not helpful to anybody. She has not a healer. Okay, I'm gonna target one of the ones that the unicorn took out or hit.
That does hit.
Okay.
And you kill a guy.
Can I do something real quick? Can I?
Absolutely.
Yeah, the chain wraps around that guy and pulls him to her, and she grabs him by the skull and, looking at all the other bandits, rips the spine out.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Leave!
I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Hey, what's going on? Oh God! They're ripping people's heads off.
She throws it.
Well, you did.
We got a
I
guy
didn't say
summoning
naughty.
fucking meteors, and this one's ripping people's heads off.
Aiden's just nodding approvingly as she's floating there.
Oh, jeez.
Well, go get him, Tiger. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh God. Does a 6 hit you, Vala?
No. She's just staring at this guy from under her skull helmet, and her eyes are
Terror-stricken,
usually
she runs.
they're usually blue, but they're bright pink right now.
Run, they fucking run. They book it.
Do you need healing there, little pony?
Yeah, you should
That
probably
would be
heal for me.
fantastic. Thank you.
Is anyone else like really hurt?
I only took the 17, so...
Yeah, I only took the 17.
Okay, then I'll just. You're healed for 40 points.
Oh, thank goodness. I am back out of crisis to max health.
Oh, so you were in crisis?
I was in crisis.
Okay, then I got a grave point.
Grave point.
Oh,
It's
you
a
cheeky-
necromancer feature.
You're playing a necromancer.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
All right, go get him. Oh, okay. Does 6 hit you, Aiden?
Do they attack with a ranged weapon?
Nope.
Well, then I fly out of range.
No.
But no, a 6 would not have hit anyways.
Are any of them wounded currently? Or like have
Yes.
damage already?
I'm pretty sure one still has a good chunk of damage to him.
Okay. Well, Tyne's gonna go after him.
All right, you slaughter that one as well.
Damn.
You know what? Fuck this. And the leader of the bandits tries to run. Are you guys gonna let them go?
No.
No. Who wants to get the swing in?
I think it's just you.
I think it's just your turn.
It's just you, Grum. Go get him.
All right. Anything special you want to do as you crush this man?
Yeah, as immediately starts running, Grum takes after him, lugging the cauldron, and he just immediately brings it down on the man. He disappears underneath. A crack and a squelch.
Congrats! You have fended off an attempted bandit invasion of the farming hub of Millersburg. Yay! Your Geetish companions, as well as Prince Hrothgar, join you from the other side. And Hrethel's like, "Yeah, you're sure you're not a storm made fresh? Because you blew up all those guys." Yeah, I'm just a person. Any of you could do that. I can't do that. Yeah, it's because you think that magician is a big word.
My prince, are you unharmed?
And you look at your prince, and he's actually a bit bruised. Oh, I gave as good as I got, and then the fireworks happened, and woo!
He's still wasted.
Well, you will live to see another day. Good.
Tyne, my good friend. We have to help these people. You saw the people vying for the crown. Most of them are a bunch of fucking weirdos. We need to get an actual someone who's good at being royal on the throne. We gotta do it because the Geats are our neighbors, and we don't know when we'll need their help someday. So we gotta make sure. You know, I was here on the Diplomacy mission, and we have to do it.
Your Highness, I agree that those choices are highly objectionable, but for your own safety, I think we must return to Ordshire as soon as we can.
No, I'm gonna have this guy, and he points to Mage Maximilian, send a message to his dad saying there's like a crisis here, like they're fighting over a crown, and if we don't intervene, they're gonna be messed up. So we gotta get a good king here, or else.
I'm gonna say that Vala has been turned away from everybody and has been breathing heavily to try to calm herself down. And then she finally straightens up and turns to Maximilian. Kind of storms over.
He returns your steely gaze and doesn't show a mote of fear, despite being much smaller than you.
Where is that centurion?
A good question. And he reaches into one of his many bags attached to his side, and he brings out a map. We're here in Millersburg. The castle of the Deathless Centurion is next to the Tow Fjord and the Talon Fjord.
Can you show us the map?
Oh, did I not bring us all to the map? Okay, here we go.
Roll 20 sometimes.
So,
Yes.
we're here in Millersburg, in the heart of Geatland, as it were. Between the Tow Fjord and the Talon Fjord is the castle of the Deathless Centurion. It gives him some access to the waterways, although I'm sure Lord Landkraken isn't making it easy for him to travel that way. From my research, Big Brunhild has built a fortress nestled in the southern part of the Trollmore Mountains. The Queen of Smiles' castle is not too far from us, although I'm not sure if she's my candidate of choice. And it wouldn't be too hard to go to Olguvale and then make our way to the castle of the Lord of Iron. I don't really feel like I want to make an alliance with Wolftooth
No.
at this moment. Roggenwald the Bear would involve traveling past both the Lord of Iron and the Queen of Smiles and possibly incurring their wrath. I don't think we're allying with the king out of the mountain.
You won't have to worry about the Centurion gaining a crown. There's many things that you can do to a person that stops at death, that stops them from doing anything else in their life but writhing in pain. If he's truly deathless, he's going to wish he wasn't.
Make him familiar with the story of what happened to Loki.
Or what will happen to Loki.
Or, oh shit. Spoilers.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you would know about the prophecy of Ragnarok, but it hasn't fully, like, all the things leading up to it haven't fully come to pass.
Oh, I thought he was bound until Ragnarok with the whole
Well,
venom dripping.
he is, but there's a whole period where Loki's doing a bunch of shit before he kills Balder and gets bound.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if this was pre or post mistletoe dart.
We're not quite at the death of Balder yet, but Odin knows about the death of Balder. He's known about that since before he adopted Loki. He knew about Jormungandr and Fafnir and Fenrir before they were born. So like, you know, a lot of the Norse mythology thing, it's like, just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean that we don't know it's going to happen for sure,
Yeah.
because prophecy.
Odin gave up his whole eye to know everything and all that.
I would say, for the sake of potentially having fun with Loki at some point, Loki is not bound yet. He has not killed Balder yet.
Okay. I redact what I said then.
But you would know that you could be... You just retcon it to, you will be bound like Loki will be bound, you know. Because everyone knows that's going to happen. Even Loki knows it's going to happen, even though he's blissfully trying to pretend it won't be. It won't.
I must ask you, Max, if you will pardon the intrusion, but you saw firsthand what all of those warlords are like. Why not crown yourself? Surely you would be a better king for Geatland than any of them.
He sighs. I'm old. That's the first problem. Second, I'm a wizard. There aren't a lot of... Looking at the magic involved, I don't know if you can have magic powers, the ability to spellcast, and be a king. I feel like that might risk... A shiver goes down his spine. Exploding. God, so many of us explode.
Sorry, I'm just thinking back to the previous campaign and the wizard exploding during the clue mystery.
And like I said, I'm old. We don't want a temporary king. We want someone preferably in the prime of their life who's got several years left to start establishing an order around this whole thing. And while I am known in these parts and I am of Geatland, I am not a warlord. I have not killed many people. We need someone who's got some notches on their belt, who's got a case for them to go to Valhalla. And that's not the kind of man I am. This is Geatland. We're going to need a warlord as a king. Just, you know, one that's not a complete psychopath.
There's truly no other company to pick from?
I mean, I'm sure we could find other candidates, but right now these are the ones that have the strongest claim and the most people under their belt, and not all of them are terrible. The problem is they all seem like, at best, they have one piece out of the many needed to make a good leader. Lord of Iron has resources and a vocabulary that is, frankly, refreshing in this town, but he doesn't have the charisma, I don't think, to truly lead people, in this, at least not here in Geatland. The Queen of Smiles knows how to get an audience going, but I don't think she really has a strong moral center. Lord Landkraken isn't wrong that we could use some trade with other countries, but if it's trade in the rough Groshen style, that might be a tainted chalice. And beyond that, he's a non-trustworthy pirate son of a bitch. Big Brunhild definitely has some people behind her, but she doesn't really seem interested in the actual politics of running a country. Same goes of Rog and Valder. And then the rest just seem to be a bunch of warmongering monsters.
Wolftooth will be as ravenous as the king out of the mountain. He should not be coming anywhere near that chance.
And somebody like that says that they'll leave you alone. That's a lie.
I don't much like liars.
There's a slight cut looking down at the little horse before she looks away.
Max thinks for a moment. No matter where I go, the rest are going to come for me. No matter which one I choose, the others are going to be enemies until we bring them to heel. And he looks at the rest of you. I know we've just met, or even not even that, just shared a moment in a bar that was really unusual, but you all seem pretty capable. Would any of you be willing to escort an old man as he tries to figure out how to bring order to this country full of insane people?
If I leave you to your own devices, one of them will catch you, and if it's the Deathless Centurion, I will have to kill both of you. So until
I
he's
prefer if you
dead,
didn't do that, yeah.
until he is dead or gone, I'll keep an eye on you, I suppose.
I must decline. It's my task to escort my prince.
I'm staying here.
Just stay here.
I've sworn a blood oath, right? Right, Ecthio? What? Remember the blood oath? What? Remember the blood oath? Oh! Yeah! There was a bloody oath, and we killed him. No, the blood oath that I swore. He's got a new son. I gotta protect his new son until this country is good. And I am a prince, and my honor is paramount. And if you want to protect me, you gotta make this place orderly and safe.
And Aiden will just kind of creepily hover a little bit closer and goes, "It would do well for the child to have a protector of such skill."
Yeah, see? See?
Kind of remembering how the father reacted to her presence earlier.
The goggle lady knows.
But surely here risks being attacked again.
Not if I leave, says Mage Maximilian. There are more prime targets for conquest than Millersburg, and they're going to be looking for me. As long as I'm in play, that means any one of them could be king.
Let's see. Well, I must ask, Prince. If you are reaching out to your father, you must request additional support for yourself. If I am to follow your task, then, and bring peace to this land.
Ecthio grabs Prince Hrothgar by the shoulder and says, he's gonna have the strongest, craziest fucking geeks at him. I'm gonna send word. We're gonna get all of our buddies. We're all gonna hang out in this town. We're gonna protect Princey here. Because Hrothgar, you're one of us, right? Oh, God, you guys are so good. I gotta build a hall like the one you guys got. That big hall that we went to. I don't know. A big hall. You gotta get a big hall in your place. Yeah, I mean, you can visit our hall and we can visit your hall. And drink mead!
What was his son's name again?
Beowulf?
Oh,
Beowulf.
I see. Hmm.
Beowulf.
Let's see. Oh. Must stay
It
safe.
means
my
bear, which also means courage or strength.
Yeah.
If anything were to happen to you, if I were to lose another,
Ecthio pounds his chest and says, I swear, guy with fish head, I will make sure Prince Hrothgar lives forever. And Hrethel also pounds his chest. I will also make sure Prince Hrothgar lives forever. By my bones and my blood! See, I told you, it's a blood oath. A protection.
oh, I guess my prince has spoken, Max. I am at your service.
Alright. I guess what's left is to decide where we're going next. Where are we going next, gang? Where do we think?
Are the Norns giving any direction?
This is entirely player based. The Norns don't exist in reality that I know of. Bell Dandy, feel free to prove me wrong.
Mine calls out to Vala.
Excuse me. It sounds like you would like to see the Deathless Centurion fell.
I would like to see him buried under the same rock as the rest of his worthless people, yes.
I see. I, too, can't say I hold fond feelings towards Mediterraneans, but I fear if we were to rush towards him, those chimeras that they have, if he has any of those, I fear we are ill-equipped to take him down.
His castle is full of them, from what I remember of my time there.
What is it that makes him so deathless? Has this been proven?
Actually, that's a
Supposedly.
good question, storyteller.
Yeah, what you would all know, you would all have heard stories. I mean, there were lots of stories about horrible shit the Mediterraneans brought with them. They had a lot of enslaved monsters at their beck and call. Men with bulls' heads, men with the body who were like, from the waist down they were just an entire headless horse, and from the waist up they were a human. There were, people with bird wings and bird talons, all sorts of weird ass shit. And there are stories of at least one warrior of their ranks called the Deathless Centurion who fought in Geatland, who, despite only wearing sparse leather armor, swords would not cut his skin, arrows would not pierce his hide. He seemed invulnerable to all weapons. But that's stories. None of you firsthand saw this man. And while magic exists, bullshitting also exists, and the two, when it comes to stories, are indistinguishable.
Doesn't really
All
matter if he's
things
deathless or
have
not.
Even dragons have a chink in their armor. Perhaps if we fully immerse him in a boiling broth, he will simply die.
You, I kind of like.
Oh boy.
So, just because it has a funny name, what do we know about Dickburg?
Bullockburg,
Yeah.
small little town, lots of hunters there because they have lots of lush nearby woods. Um, it's kind of towards the edge of Geatland's territory. Um, so it's a bit well fortified because every now and then Jotuns from Jotunheim will come this way and attack people. They're not nearly as bad as the actual border town of Hanaton. But Bollockburg, they got to deal with some Jotuns and some other and trolls from the various mountains and creatures from the woods. So they're a little well fortified. They got a lot of hunters there.
I have a question. The Mediterranean army was stopped here in Geatland, right?
No, the battle that sort of ended the Mediterranean army happened in Bretagne. Um,
Ah.
because that's the center of Midgahheim, and that's where Mediterra's main forces were sort of extending out through. They came in through the south through Francaine and sort of took over Bretagne and Francaine first, and then started moving towards the far reaches, getting Castellan next, starting to dip their toes into Germanor, um, sailing even all the way to fucking Selpict once they had bases in uh, western Bretagne and southern Germanor. And then they made two horrible mistakes. One of them was that while not having everyone fully under their control, they started trying to invade Ruslavak, and that was a huge sink of resources and time. Um, and also, they had pissed off a little wizard boy who then crushed their leader and the vast majority of their forces in Franco-Breton under a literal fucking mountain.
Damn, because I was looking around the map and I was trying to determine which of these mountains is particularly emperor crushing.
Like this one.
Yeah. It wasn't here, but stories of that shit happening traveled fucking far. Because everyone in Midgahheim was sick of this fucking war of conquest and these goddamn Mediterraneans. And when they heard how it ended, how the king was literally crushed like a bug,
Yeah.
like, you gotta believe that story spread fucking fast.
It is
A fucking pissed
worth-
off teenager dropped a mountain on Sauron. That shit's not gonna stay under wraps.
Yeah.
It's worth noting if we look at our 8 candidates. From what I heard of them, the Iron Lord and Lord Landkraken, regardless of whether or not you want them to be crowned, they both possess valuable resources.
Mm-hmm. That is true. It should be noted, Iron Lord did come up in full plate mail armor, and none of you have seen that shit before.
Mm-hmm.
And Lord Landkraken is the only one of anything akin to a navy under his disposal.
Mm-hmm.
It would be best to get either one of them either on our side or to heal or out of the picture, I suppose.
And if this deathless centurion must be put to the death, we will find an ally in Big Brunhilde.
Nothing is deathless. Everything dies. Even the gods, eventually.
She Vala's lip kind
You are
of
a
curls.
delightfully strange crew, I must say.
When you
Thank
say
you, and you're a delightfully sunny little critter. Sorry.
it's alright. When you say gods, her lip curls and she looks away like she's barely holding back disgust.
I need to ask out of character, since this all kind of just has fey creatures kind of out in the open. Is that just more common at this point in time, just
So
like globally, or is Geatland more open about it?
part of it's that this is older days, so like civilization is not nearly as omnipresent. And by civilization I mean human civilization, as it is in like the time of Wizard School Mysteries or even like No Small Feat. Um, the world is much, much more so wilderness than it is civilization. So encountering fairy creatures is just sort of like, yeah, you know what? Sometimes you meet a fairy in the woods, and sometimes 15 wolves rip your arms off. You know, it's a flip of the dice. Um, in terms of like fairy creatures being able to survive out of fairyland, depending, some creatures do better in the mortal world than others. Not all of them are like insta dead when they go into the mortal world. Trolls are boogeymen, so they actually survive pretty well and live pretty normal lives in both fairyland and the mortal world. Um, Dark elves are a little bit more complicated, but because in Geatland, dark elves are so tied with Ymir, whose corpse basically is buried under the entirety of Germinor. Um, Dark elves can wander in Germinor in the mortal plane as easily as they can in Fairyland without many repercussions, just because the source of their kind is still buried in the bones of the land. And
This is
then
my homeland,
uh,
quite literally.
unicorns, while we're using the stats for Outcast Fairy from Fabula Ultima, unicorns aren't technically fairies, they're arcane creatures, so they're of the mortal world. They're just incredibly magical.
I'm excited for when we get to the behemoth breeding grounds. We're gonna find that poor hunter that Shining Dawn sent there,
Yeah.
or told about the behemoths.
Would Tyne have seen these sort of magical people out and about often in Fordshire?
You might have met a few high elves. You've definitely probably seen some like goblin and orc clans. And you would have seen trolls before. They just would have been a very different variety. Most of the trolls in Bretance are swamp trolls. They live in like marshes and freshwater streams and all that. And so they're a lot less hairy and a lot more frog-like. Whereas up here in Geatland and Germinor, because it's a much colder climate, the trolls are much shaggier and they're more likely found in mountains and forests. Grum is a mountain troll, for example. So you would recognize him as a troll, but as a very different variety of troll than the ones that you've seen and probably had to fight back in Fortshire.
Okay.
And you know of unicorns. The ones that you've heard tales of are bigger than the one that you're seeing, but you've heard that there are different types. There's probably at least one nobleman in Fordshire who has a collection of unicorn horns, some of which are from different species. And you do know that unicorns are incredibly valuable. Literally every part of that animal can be used for various magic tonics and potions.
Okay.
It's a little gold mine on four hooved legs.
And it's so trusting.
I do agree with you that we should go to either Brunhild or the Lord of Iron. Either get them on our side or I'm going to make it clear that I am only going to help you until I kill that man.
Fair enough.
If we go to Brunhild,
Everyone wants to see the big woman.
I have to concur that I think ultimately Big Brunhilde would be our wisest choice to reach first. She appears to be a kindred spirit with you, Vala, in terms of her interest being purely in the defeat of the Deathless Centurion. And it also appears that, unlike the Lord of Iron, her location is not surrounded by many of the other warlords. We hopefully would not risk being surrounded venturing to meet her yet, at this point.
My clan and I have observed her from the mountains, building her little fortress. She gathers to her side many women. And there seems... I've not seen it myself, but there used to be a dragon in those mountains. A dragon that is no longer there. She may have tamed the beast.
Well, if there's a
Don't.
dragon, I should go make sure he's doing okay.
A dragon would be a most forceful ally.
She's the least odious of all of them to make an ally out of, in my eyes. So if we must...
All right. Well, it seems like that's a pretty good consensus. Then the next place we're going to be going is Theranich, which is one of the towns on the way to the castle of Big Brunhild. And I'm making a note of that so I know what to prep next session.
Excellent.
Alright.
I must ask you, little one,
Oh, hi. Sorry, I don't think I've had the chance to introduce myself. I'm Glowing Dawn.
yes, you are a unicorn, yes?
He looks more panicked than he does in the fight. Yeah,
Mage Max puts a hand on your flank. It's all right, friend. As I said, my protection is yours.
okay, cool. Yes, I am a unicorn. Please do not take my horn for penis dust.
I didn't
It is unfortunately one of their uses.
I would not dream of such a worthless pursuit. But I must wonder why you would take part in all of this.
Oh yeah, you guys have thrown off the whole balance thing. Like, we kind of noticed. So I'm here to teach harmony and compassion to humanity so they stop killing each other so much.
And you
Stop
remember
the
the
war.
words of Shining Pelt. And that camaraderie is enchantment.
You chose Peatland as your place to spread the word.
Technically, yeah.
If it can spread here, it can spread anywhere, I suppose.
I fear you may be taking on a greater challenge than even this goal of ours.
Ah, but the hardier the soil, the sweeter the food.
Sorry for a second there, Steve. I thought you said, well done, your plan is fucked.
Well, I figure if we put somebody at the head of this crown shenanigans, they'll help unify the land, and then maybe you'll all stop cutting down the forests.
And killing people, that was also part of the problem.
Oh, and the whole killing people thing. But, like, the more I've been here, the less I think that's going to happen. And he makes direct eye contact with
She stares down at him and, like, You are correct. She doesn't say anything, but
Is her cat the same size as
yes.
Glowing Dawn?
Yes.
Oh, that's a perfect opportunity. He also looks like cat. Also, I didn't get your name. What's your name, friend?
He does not respond to you.
That sounds like a cat.
You get
That sounds like it would be a cat's name too. He who does not respond to you.
the cat gives you a glare that sends shivers down your spine, Glowing Dawn. You have never seen such malice in the eyes of an animal.
Okay.
You know, normal cat shit.
Normal cat shit, yes.
Yeah, completely normal cat shit.
All right. Well then, on to Theranich and our way to the castle of Big Brunhild.
Excellent.
She seems nice.
She seems like she has her priorities straight.
Yeah, her entire interaction was just telling one guy at the table in particular she wants to kill him.
Fuck you in particular.
She seems nice.
I'm only
And
entering
then telling
this
the rest
war
of
to
them,
fuck
and
your
then
day
telling
up.
everyone else, I don't respect any of you people.
The sooner we kill the Centurion for her, the sooner she will have, the more time she'll have to, sort her feelings and, like, maybe I should be in charge.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've got a game plan, and I think that's a good place to end for the night. Thank you all for joining me on a third Monday night in Midgahheim campaign. Let's get fucking crazy in Geatland, gang.
Woo!
Good night.